I can't get into Mighty Nein. Like, I love Cruel Rule and the Legend of Fox. Mighty Nein seems so slow. Tier 1 Hunter, I'm going to tell you this right now. Episode 4 of that show is the greatest singular episode of animated television that I have watched in the last decade. I'm not even kidding you. I think that the Mighty Nein could be better than Avatar: The Last Airbender. That right there. That's my hottest take about it. Episode 4 of that show. I would rather be able to watch that episode for the first time again than watch all of Avatar for the first time again. Just that episode. No, they did an interview with the creators of it, the dudes from Critical Role, and they said that they wanted to do longer episode run times so that they could go into the backstory of the characters, because they didn't just like meet up in a traditional way like most D&D does, where it's just like you walk into a tavern and you're drawn to these other people because I said so. Instead, they had a running start into their show. You gotta develop a little more backstory, which if you're not interested in the characters, which I admit to you, I was not interested in the characters at the beginning, it does come across as a little slow. It does. So if you can't get into it, I understand. But episode 4, holy fuck. I wouldn't watch Avatar again. I feel like I'm past the target demographic at this point. Yeah, I do think that, right? I do think at our age, at 30, watching Avatar: The Last Airbender for the first time would feel weird. Yeah, that would feel weird. But it is really good nostalgia to go back and watch. Aren't they coming out with another movie soon that now everybody's pissed because it's going to be directly to streaming? Do you think they're going to say fuck in the show? And then we pirate everything because fuck that. I didn't even watch the first season of the live action Avatar. I don't believe that you need to make a show like that into live action because they're just doing beat for beat the show. Like, I get them trying to do One Piece because One Piece is like 1 billion episodes long. So for them to try to capture a new audience, they're like, okay, we're going to restart it. We're going to spruce it up to be newer and feel newer. And we're also going to massively compile arcs and seasons into just few episodes. It's like a zip file of television. And they just did that right. And One Piece just did it right, man. It feels like I'm watching a cartoon. It does. But you watch Avatar and it's like, that kid's going to be an adult next season. You cannot do a multi-season show with child actors where they're supposed to stay children. It just does not work, man. You can do a movie. You cannot do a multi-season show with child. We're proving that in real time. That's why we started animating things in the first place. We didn't start animating things because we couldn't do things in live action. We started animating things because people stay the same. Marvel wanting to do Young Avengers while Haley Steinfeld is also having a kid now. Guys, did you see the new Marvel trailer came out? Did you see it? Doomsday. Butt money. I'm with you on the butt money thing. It just doesn't work for the money. Because you can do live action How to Train Your Dragon, and that works because it's a movie, it's a condensed thing. So then the child actor after that, the movie's over. The plot is done. I disagree with the How to Train Your Dragon. I will not watch it. I refuse to capitalistically support it. But I get that it's still a thing that they can do. You know what I'm saying? Live action is dumb. I don't understand the purpose. Just make new movies. That's what I've always been. That is why my favorite movie of all time is Pacific Rim. Pacific Rim was a brand new universe, brand new property, and then Guillermo del Toro was like, no, I'm not going to do more. And they were like, good thing you signed that sketchy little contract where we just get to rip it for everything that it's worth for the rest of existence. We're in such a nostalgia-bait time right now, nothing is ever coming. Okay, but genuinely, what did you think about the new Marvel trailer, chat? Because I have an opinion, and I think it's a little controversial. Because I'm not allowed to ever have the same opinion as anybody else on the internet. These are the rules. We're always supposed to be as contrarian as possible. What new Marvel trailer? They released the trailer for Marvel Doomsday, the first trailer, and it's just Captain America will return in Doomsday. It just shows Steve Rogers, and then says Captain America will return in Avengers Doomsday with a bad CGI baby. Would you rather them used a real baby? And so, hey, this guy is back. Please be excited. Here's my genuine opinion on it. I am with you that they are just money, cash money. We're on the same page there. It's the Russo brothers. The Russo brothers, the first time they did it, where they were, molding together the end game and all that stuff, and Civil War, where they were just like, yeah, let's make fun guys on screen, Spider-Man, wahoo! And then Infinity War Endgame, where they were just like, yeah, all of your favorite heroes are going to come together, and there's going to be this big payoff, and then everybody's going to be there. It's fucking Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Everyone is here type moment, right? But also, that's literally comic books, man. Bringing back a guy over and over again is literally comic books. Motherfuckers will be like, oh my God, I love the Amazing Spider-Man episode 9782, and also I love the Spider-Man comics and the official Spider-Man comics and Spider-Man 1984 and Spider-Man capitalism and Spider-Man communism and Russian Spider-Man. But like, please guys, okay, Captain America had his arc in the cinematic universe. Please don't make him come back. That's comic books, man. Comic books is just ripping the same guy back over and over again. X-Men and Jean Grey. That's what I'm talking about, man. Like, that's what it is. They had a chance to not do that and be more original. Okay, but then at the end of the day, they're comic books, man. I'm just saying that if I see any fucking comic book nerds getting mad about that, I'm gonna have an aneurysm. That's it. That's my only take. I'll watch it, man. It's slop. It's some good slop. MCU has always been about money and nothing else, while having the most mid movies. Billion-dollar company, get behind me. They weren't all mid. I never understood stall until today. Yeah, you just gotta get something that, you gotta talk about something that you care about, you know? You don't have to care about it in a good way. You just have to have a hot opinion. Now it's just slop and no substance to tie it together and make it worth watching. See, I agree with that. I agree with that their universe is done. The universe is done, but that doesn't mean we can't get good slop. I have a $5,000 tattoo on slop. We're not gonna sit here and say that we can't have good slop, you know? Motherfuckers will be like, I dislike slop altogether, and then go eat mashed potatoes and gravy, you know? Slop just means that the plot isn't the selling point. Yeah, slop just means that I can turn my brain off. That's all the slop is, man. Every Godzilla movie is slop. The old Godzilla movies with the fucking flying double kick, tail balance surf mode, that is unbelievable slop, but it's so fun. With the guy in the suit, yes, that's what I'm saying. Like, all Power Rangers growing up was slop, but goddamn, dude, that shit's awesome. Every kaiju movie is slop. I mean, Godzilla -1 is like an artistic masterpiece, blah, 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 blah. Honestly, why I didn't like it as much as a lot of other kaiju films, because I think the kaiju films should be slop. Cut. I like Godzilla -1. I like it for what it is. I don't like it as a kaiju film, you know? I'm not like, oh damn, you need a kaiju film to like really turn your brain off to, and like I'm not gonna get stoned and watch Godzilla -1, you know? That's not a sloppy movie. But like Pacific Rim, man, I watch it for the pretty lights. I watch it for the fact that every single shot in Pacific Rim is filmed from a realistic perspective. So you see the swing of the baseball bat to oil tanker from the Jaeger, and it's on his shoulder, and you feel the weight. And then as the Jaeger decides to walk through the city, you're from a perspective of a little car on the ground, and the Jaeger steps over you, and you go, oh. And for a second, you're like, am I looking at the TV screen, or am I looking up at a Jaeger? Oh my God, where are his balls? You know? Oh. Holy man. Unironically, that's why Cloverfield is so good. And that movie is unbelievable fucking slop, man. And I love the Cloverfield movie. But it's slop. Now, 10 Cloverfield Lane, not slop. Until the end. Then the end, complete slop. Outside the bunker, slop. You love it and it's slop, not but. Yeah, no, absolutely. That's why I literally said mashed potatoes and gravy. Mashed potatoes and gravy is slop. Definitionally, that is quite literally mushy, goopy slop. But it's fucking delicious. And I could eat it for every meal of the day. You take the mashed potatoes, you take your fork, you make a little boat, you put in the gravy, and then you fucking take a little piece of the moat, and then as the moat, you dip it into the gravy, but then you notice that the gravy's starting to spill over, so you have to reshape your moat. Ugh. Attack on Titan is a foot fetish giant feet disguised as a shonen. Me when I watch Kaiju #8. Guys, that's not slop, okay? Kaiju #8 has a lot of things going for it. So slop is simplicity, lack of depth. Not necessarily in what goes into making it, but what goes into watching it. I think slop is the ease of consumption. Godzilla had a message on release. Yeah, but not the rest of them. The original Godzilla, sure. Is porn slop? Yes. Quite literally, yeah. Not the porn that I watched. The porn that I watched. Her tattoos have meaning.
He's an arsonist on a noble quest to escape the wrath of the IRS. He's got conflicting positions in the endless fight for queer folks, animal and tenants' rights. He uses his Tesla to flatten old ladies, and he's marrying so